All right, everybody. Good afternoon, I guess morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. But wow, another kind of crap day in the market. So things have been a roller coaster this week. You figure we had the hottest day in months, Tuesday, Monday, and now boom, all of a sudden, all of that seems to have just been a glimpse of the past. And not horrible action today. Obviously, I have seen far worse. Still a really good day today. Took home some profit, but I want to break down everything and really talk things through here because it was a tricky one. So I want to actually start. We'll go in order here from MOGU to WLDS to GRI, and we'll save the best for last on GRI. It was another day of craziness. So came into the open today knowing that my top watch was MOGU. Higher low. I'm looking for this higher low to hold for the move back up into the top of this range here, and didn't get any follow through. So you can see right here, I took it here on the reclaim. I took it off the flush at 727 for the break back up through 8. Of course, took a break-even trade here because we began to hesitate, put in place a bit of a doji. And then price, again, falls beneath VWAP, consolidates, reclaims, breaks back over the 7s. I take the pullback, looking for a dip and rip for the move back up through these previous highs from the open. And guess what? We didn't get that either. And so it took a very small loss here as well. And so at this point, this is just, where's the follow through today? And stuff like this is just so strange because we had such good action in the market for the first half of the week, really. And you'd expect similar action as you go into the rest of the week, next month or so. You have a big black swan event where that thing explodes 5,500%. And then all of a sudden you come in, and the issue with that is people are so hot, they're so active, they're really getting into it because of how hot things were on Tuesday. They come in on Wednesday and try to get aggressive, and you realize it's a little bit different. Structure is a little bit different out there. And you can even see here, I finally did get the move. I played it here on the reclaim again. It finally made the move again. I took it here for the break back higher to the top of its range, and I got the move finally. So thank goodness there. I was able to play this from 690 to about 750. So flip back to green on this. And so I was just glad to have some profit on this. It was extremely frustrating to try and trade this thing. It was just really hard to get anything to work. And then, of course, after this, we'd gone over to GRI. This was the most profitable stock of the day today. It was pretty fruitful. I played it pretty well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins on it. So I'm pretty happy with it overall. Now, the first trade that I took on this, I was trying to take a pivot here. We can see very similar setup to the last trade here. Look at this. This is a beautiful setup. Just no follow through again. So again, we have this area of liquidity formed off the highs from pre-market. Price reclaims, breaks back above VWAP here. We can see I'm looking for this bottom to hold for the break back higher. I end up taking very small win here because we see a triple top rejection here where you see top off 287. I take a full profit there at entry once it fails to break out higher. And then it pulls back. This is one of the better trades of the morning. Thank goodness. It pulls back, and I'm actually able to capture a really nice win on this. As you can see, from about 250, a little bit underneath 250, 240, all the way back to about $2.66 a share on this breakout. So again, was able to trade it very well, but price action was just unbelievably choppy. And then I didn't take it down here off the lows because I wasn't a massive fan of how this thing was trading. I didn't want to take it up underneath moving averages. And so then it finally reclaims again. I take some more little base hit wins off the moving averages looking for that breakout higher, which of course we never got. But again, just traded it well, taking little base hit trades all through this range, and overall did a pretty good job there too. Moving on next, we'll look over at ZDAI, which I also traded fairly well today. The only thing here, it was a little bit choppy, and I left a little bit of money on the table because all through here this morning and everything else through this time frame of 9 to 9:45, I had a hard time getting traction. This is sort of where the mornings turn around. So I had a nice play here where you can see right here we put in place this double bottom off of the 55-ish cents area. We're putting in place these higher lows, putting in place these higher highs, putting in place this channel, and we reclaim VWAP. We pull back off moving averages, and I'm able to take it here, risking off the bottom of this candle on the reclaim of VWAP. And so we reclaim VWAP. I'm able to take it here with beautiful entry, 66, risking off of 62. You can see here, risking off the bottom of the 1 minute candle for the breakup higher back into the top of this range. I got that exact move. I took full profit around 70 cents. It made a move all the way to 80 cents a share, which I was not expecting, but it grabbed liquidity and then knifed back down. And then it makes a move again. I sort of take a little bit of a break-even-ish play up here off the highs where I try to take it for a breakout. I take it off the pullback. Again, able to take some profits here. And so really this was the bulk of the move here for me. Another little base hit win there. And that's really what the morning was. It was just like 2 steps up, 1 step back. is what it felt like all day. You keep on trying to get that next leg, and I just get stuck taking these really small little wins. Then you go over to WLDS, which I'm already having a slow morning, so that lack of conviction is there, where I'm having a difficult time really getting things going. I'm having a hard time getting things going. And here, oh my goodness, you're going to look at this and say, what the heck? Yeah, me too. So I hop on in here on WLDS because we're putting in place this nice higher low, and daily trend is perfect here, and I'm wanting to move back to 10. Oh, and guess what? I lack conviction from the first couple of trades. This is after 10 a.m., so everything else has already happened back here. This was all the chop from this morning. And guess what? I take a very small win here, and then it rockets and almost doubles. I take it here at $7. I take profit at 15. I see it rejected off top of trend, and I say, no, let's just leave it alone. So after it broke out, I didn't come back and play it again. Well, I wish that I did not. And so just really the issue is this risk aversion. I did play it with some pullbacks up here for small profit off this range. But it's that risk aversion that does this. And so the most profitable stock that I've got this morning is GRI. That is the most profitable stock from this morning is GRI. Now, I played this really well today. I'm very happy with it. But today was a day where we had knives across the board. I'll show you on AMST, actually. I don't think I've showed you this yet. On AMST, where I took it for a pullback, a little bit high on the entry here. Took it off the pullback for the breakup through VWAP. No follow through, got some slippage here. Took a small little loss. Thankfully, I did get some trim beforehand. But nonetheless, took a small little loss here and cut it whenever we found sellers off these highs. I was wanting to cut as we rejected here for a fourth time, but no bueno. And the reason why I took this is we had a very similar trade a few days ago where I took it here for a pivot off previous high with VWAP overhead, and we were looking for a squeeze up through VWAP for an add over VWAP. And so I was pretty small here. I wanted to get an add over VWAP if we actually confirmed it started to squeeze, but we didn't get that. So just a really weird morning. I wouldn't be beating yourself up too much this morning if you didn't have a very good day. For me, it was a very small day, about a 3R day. And so far this week, we had a 6R day. And by the way, if you don't know what R means, R is whatever you risk. It's just a multiple of what you made. And so if you risk, let's just say you risk $200 a trade and you have a 6R day, that means you had a $1,200 day. And so Monday, 6R day, Tuesday, 14R day, yesterday, 3R, today, 3.5R. And it's just one of those things where it's really odd. And I think what the issue is, you can see I only had 3 losses today, LDI, MOGU, and overall, aside from that, played it fairly well. Or 4 losses, excuse me. But the big issue is, I think, you have all that heat from the start of the week. People are antsy. People are getting aggressive. You come into Wednesday, Thursday, people are trying to continue this momentum to find the next big squeezer. And with that, they're just chasing anything that has some volume. That's an issue because then you have dispersed volume. You don't really have any volume focused anywhere, any volume funneling to that one specific ticker that we can really get aggressive on. MMA on Tuesday is why I had such a big green day, because that volume was funneled to a specific place. And you can actually see it right here. Volume was funneled to a specific place. MMA is why this day was so amazing. You can see here a 100% win rate day on Tuesday because I could really pull the day away with MMA. This thing was gorgeous, beautiful, easy to trade. Doesn't like get much better than that. And we just have not seen that yet since Tuesday. A lot of base hit action, very defensive, scaling when we can, trimming when we can, making things risk-free when we can. And that's been the moral of the last 2 days. So that being said, that's my recap of today. Hopefully tomorrow is a great way to end the week. I think as we go into next week, things get a bit cleaner as people try to, I guess, cleanse their brains of the FOMO. But that's what I'm seeing. So if you learned a thing or two, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this. And of course, as always, make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade these things in real time every single day and get alerts, chat room access, watch list, and so much more. That being said, I will see you there.